This is Stuart Vener. I tell it as I see it, and I see it as it is. This is Stuart Vener. I want to welcome you to this week's show. We've got a real good one in store. We're talking to Marcia Barth. She's the author of Shattering. We're recouping one's life in the troubled times.
She talks to Pooh Bear late at night, hugs him tight as she cries, leaves on her bedroom light, crawls under the bed and prays. He'll leave her alone this time, footsteps take her breath away. If her tears were stars, hitch a ride to heaven or even Mars. If her tears were stars, they'd light a path to her backyard, expose the dirty secrets and the hidden scars. If her tears were stars, if her tears were stars. 8 candles on her birthday cake, closes her eyes, blows out the flames, wishes she could fly away, find courage to run and tell. She'd rather die than drag his chain, stay trapped inside a broken shell. If her tears were stars, she'd hitch a ride to heaven or even Mars. If her tears were stars, they'd light a path to her backyard, expose the dirty secrets and the hidden scars. If her tears were stars, if you're listening, girl, you gotta try, tell on the monster in all of his lies. If her tears were stars, she'd hitch a ride to heaven or even Mars. If her tears were stars, they'd light a path to her backyard, expose the dirty secret and the hidden scars. If her tears were stars, stars, if her tears were stars.
Folks, welcome back to the show. I've got a great guest on the line. We're speaking to Marcia Barth. Marcia is the author of a book, The Shattering, and she has quite a story to tell. Marcia, welcome to the show.
Well, hello, Stuart, and thank you again for having me on your show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Now I see you were born in Appalachia. What were you, a coal miner's daughter?
Almost, yeah.
Almost?
She was my hero, Loretta Lynn, yeah. Yeah, I was born in the hills of West Virginia.
And what brought you to write this book, The Shattering? And can you tell us a little bit about your life experience?
Yes, the motive for writing the book, it is my story. The Shattering is my true story of sexual abuse. More than another story of victimization, it is
terrible.
the story of the joy of overcoming. I think we hear a lot of victimization stories, but we don't always hear the joy of overcoming. So that was my motive in writing
Now,
it.
the sexual abuse you suffered, was it from a family member?
Yes, when people see the book, the picture on the front of the book is myself when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And I was first sexually abused by my grandfather at 4.
At 4?
And then when my
God.
mom and dad divorced, I was about 7 or 8. My father started to abuse me until I was 14, old enough to stop him.
Oh, my God. So you had your whole family molesting you?
I'm sorry, didn't hear you.
Your whole family was molesting you?
Well, the two of them was. I think when
horrible.
people read the book, Stuart, they will see that there was one thread of hope through it all, and that hope was a God that still loved me. The reason with the book is to let others. There's 3 reasons with the book. One was to help those that are abused to know that what has happened to them doesn't define who they are.
Okay.
The second was there's a lot of people who don't understand abuse. They don't understand why children do not speak out, or even adults don't speak out. So the desire was to let people have a true insight of the book and of this true story so that they can understand better. And then actually the third purpose was I really hope that people that have been abusers, even secretly, you'd be surprised where the abusers, well, I don't think people are surprised anymore when it comes out with coaches and
yeah, it's usually someone close to the child, either a family member or a uncle or somebody who's close.
Yes, most
Yes.
what people don't know is we warn them of the stranger, but the statistics show that most children are abused. The majority of abuse is from people in their inner circle.
My goodness, that
But
is
if
horrible.
the abuser can also read the book and see the devastation that they have caused, because abusers tend to minimize and live in denial.
Now, was your grandfather who abused you, was he your paternal grandfather on your father's side?
Yes.
So he had a good role model. Your father had someone good to follow.
Well, there was a lot of dysfunction
Oh, my God.
in that family. And in all fairness, though, I adored my grandmother. Both of my grandmothers were very instrumental in my life. And my mother was very instrumental.
Was anyone
in
ever
my
prosecuted?
life. I'm sorry.
Were they ever prosecuted for this?
No.
No, they
No.
just got away with it.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but 97%, even today, of rapists go unpunished.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
That's
it's hard to believe that 3% ever get prosecuted. So that lets you know the statistics that aren't out there.
That is terrible. And if you're going to commit incest, you might as well keep it in the family.
I'm having a hard time
No,
hearing.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
you're right. That's a very terrible thing to have happened. And tell us about your book, The Shattering.
Yes. The thing where I feel the book is different is I wrote it because I want people to know that they can heal.
Yes.
So many people go through this. I've talked to people that have been in counseling for 2 years, 5 years, 10
Right.
years, 30 years, and they seem to get stuck there. And my desire is that people can know you can heal.
So the
People
church
go from
really
one
helped you.
extent to I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, the church helped you finding God and going to church.
Yeah, you know, I have to give my dad credit for that. He was very adamant, and it's one of the few things in my life that I saw him do that I couldn't find a selfish motive behind. He made us go to church, and the book itself is written in novel form. It's not a per se do book or do this or shouldn't do or would have done. It's if you didn't know it was a true story, you'd think you would be reading a story of fiction. And the story itself will make you laugh. It may make you cry, but there's a story I tell people where my 3 brothers, who the book is dedicated to because they were my heroes, were walking up the dirt road. It's still a dirt road.
I can't wait to
and we
read
were walking
it.
up this dirt road, and our little dog we adopted, little Cocker Spaniel, was following us up this dirt road. And we go into the little country church, and our dog waits outside for us till we get done. And we go into, and we do that every Sunday. And that's where I learned about a God who loves me despite what was happening to me.
Well, I'm really glad that it worked for you and that you found God. I don't think it helped the altar boys in the Catholic Church, though.
Well, you know what, and that's another purpose of the book, Stuart, is
Yes.
it's because people still aren't being told that they can heal from this. See, to heal, you got to go from victim to victor. You go from victim to survivor, to overcomer, to conqueror.
You're a remarkable woman, Marcia, and
victor.
I can't wait to read this myself. Can you tell everyone out there how they can get hold of your book?
Oh, yes. If they Google Marcia Barth, they can contact me. Everything comes up about the book, the commercial. They can also buy the book through my site, or they can buy it through Tate, or they can buy it on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble.
All right. Again, this is Marcia Barth. The book is The Shattering. You can get it at her site on Amazon. And it's something everyone should read because she overcame some horrible sexual abuse. And in leaving, we just have to remember it's not always the stranger, but incest is a family affair. Marcia, thank you for coming on the show. This is Stuart Vener. I really hope you enjoyed this week's show. You can hear this show coast to coast on the Starcom Media Network and also coast to coast on the AM/FM 24/7 Broadcasting Network. The show is also available